Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to some more Total War Arena. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Tier 8 Carthaginian Sword Premium Unit Hamilcar's Veterans. Hamilcar was Hannibal's father, if I'm not mistaken, and he did fight some pretty interesting wars in Sicily. Pretty grueling. I think it's described as like, grindy warfare of just, back and forth, back and forth. So obviously that'll breed some pretty elite soldiers. He also went back and defeated quite a few mercenary rebellions in Carthage, and that obviously does create a pretty strong army. So the Tier 8 veterans are very, very interesting because they kind of supplement the Tier 8 roster for Carthage. The Tier 8 roster, sword-wise for Carthage, is actually barbarian swords, Carthage having a very diverse force, especially in the sword department, going from like fast infantry to heavy infantry to really heavy infantry to barbarian, and then kind of going a little bit heavier towards the end of the tree. So at Tier 8 you have the option to bring the barbarian swords, which are really, really, really good. Especially if you can get a Boudica or a Caesar to buff these guys. They do so much damage with at Portus on Hannibal. It is actually really crazy. So it's kind of nice to actually be able to bring a kind of heavy variant of these guys with at Portus at Tier 8. They're kind of slow. Well, they're very slow compared to the Barbarian variant at Tier 8. However, they can pack a punch. They have quite decent charged impact, and not that they get a charge, but they have quite good charge deflect as well. So they're not going to take huge damages to, say, a heavy infantry charge, and they do get form combat as well as, I believe, 3 javelin throws, so they can kind of harass the enemy at distance, pop at Portus, charge in, and do a ton of damage with that, and then kind of they're tanky enough to survive a retaliation vengeance, so you can just pull out with forced march or something. It's a really, really strong unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive right in and see what we can get done with these guys. Hopefully we run into some decent Tier 8 matches, because at the moment I think Tier 8 is the only really matchmaking which is a little bit up in the air, as you do get 9s and 10s in that matchmaking. However, the Tier 8s, this premium unit, I'm kind of okay with fighting Tier 9s and 10s on this unit, honestly. They really do a decent job, and normally what you end up doing is running across, say, a Germanicus or something, which you can definitely outplay. With Force March, you're much faster than the Roman infantry. Maybe not so much on this premium unit. However, on the normal Tier 8s you definitely are, and you can really pick your engagements, which is why I love and I'm having so much fun with Hannibal himself. So let's just dive straight into the battle and see what we can do. Okay guys, so we are now on Germania. This is one of the high tier maps, which I think unlocks around about Tier 8 or 7, and you can go ahead and play it. And honestly, I just think it's not like, I just don't really enjoy this map too much. It's far too big and there's just far too much going on. I think if you end up just cutting off one side of the map itself could be really, really fun. Maybe bring the bases a little bit closer together, because at the moment what you end up happening is a lot of the time you just ended up getting base capped or something, which really isn't too fun whatsoever. Oh, I also left my grass detail on lowest because I was playing in a tournament at the weekend, so I obviously had this down, so I can basically just see spikes in the grass much more effectively. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the grass, see what comes across. Again, on this map you don't really have the opportunity just to kind of run, because if you do get outplayed or something, the enemy will just take advantage of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide in here, maybe try and throw some javelins at the horses that do come past. I mean, if he wants to come and fight me, that's okay with me. Don't really know what he was thinking. Yeah, look at that. We'll try and cut him off as well. Push him back, because I mean, at the moment, he just took a ton of damage there for nothing. I mean, he saw me going in there as well, so I'm really surprised he did decide to push that. So let's just go back now. We'll see what the enemy are doing. So they've got some pretty high tier units in the middle. Oh yeah, we're up against the Nox clan. The Nox clan are really, really decent players. Oh my god, he should fight that. Fight that. I'm right here. Engage. Like, I'm literally right here. We have swords against his 3 horses. This is like the easiest thing of my life to fight. We'll throw some more javelins as well just to wound him. Probably not with that unit because I have a lot of friendly fire. But yeah, what the hell? We now just obviously just slaughter him. Like, I don't know what this guy was thinking. Let's pop my determination. And fuck it, let's pop at Portus. At Portus has a really low cooldown, which is just one of the great things. And we're going to preemptively pop it here just because I feel like I don't need it as much. And we're just going to dive in here and hopefully slaughter this cavalry really quickly. If anything, he should just let me kill it now. And now we can pop our strike ability. So sorry, I didn't even zoom in on my units. It's something I need to get a lot more used to, is showing you guys what the units look like. Especially when I'm showing off like a premium unit where you guys want to see how badass they look on the battlefield. So that Portus is running down. As you can see, it's already pretty low on the cooldown. We might as well keep on popping our determination right now. I mean, it only has a minute cooldown. The rest of the battlefield is not looking great. We're going to have to go and help out in the middle. You know, they're playing pretty well as a team right now. I'm going to have to try and influence that somehow. The nice thing is, as well, is that, I mean, yeah, you just saw our Porters rip these guys apart. The nice thing is about this Carthaginian infantry is they don't tend to take too much damage from infantry. From our missile fire. They're actually pretty good. That's the question. I think I might actually just go for their base. It looks like we're getting beaten up pretty heavily. Yeah, I think this guy yesterday, he's suggesting that it's a good idea if we can secure this, but I don't think we're going to, because the Nox clan are good players, like really good players. So I think they'll have something back. Well, they obviously got that point right there, so they're going to scout. This battlefield doesn't look too great right now. I'm honestly having like the most fun I've had with a unit in a long time with Carthage. Because Roman infantry just doesn't really appeal to me as much. I don't know why. Yeah, is this going to be... Yeah, you can see Red Fox is back here. They know. And I mean, it's going to be very hard to do it. Maybe it would have been better to come to this engagement. But as you can see, our team has been pretty chewed up right there. But I think we played our best part. I don't think I could have done that much more in the center. I mean, we're not going to be able to cap. Because I imagine this is going to come back and stop me. You know, at the moment, there's only one way we'll lose. And that's by me ninja capping. And I think that they're just going to obviously notice that and come and stop me. I'm actually kind of tempted to send a unit here, but just to see what if they are sending stuff back. But I guess it doesn't really matter. And it's better just to go all in on this strategy and just hope for the best. Again, we have nothing back either. What would have probably been the best play, like even though we're like 90% sure we're going to lose this battle, the best play would have been for him to send one horse back to decap and we just pour him with everything else. So with Forced March, this unit is actually decently fast. It goes up to 4.6 movement speed, which is actually pretty goddamn decent. And I think out of Forced March, it goes down to like 3 point something. So again, they're not going to be as fast as the normal tier 8s, but they are pretty decent. Like, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, they're capping so quickly, unfortunately. It does not look good for us. So we'll just have to move over and just hope for the best. But yeah, there's even cavalry back there. Unfortunately, this battle is not going to be secured by us, but you know, if he ties up that unit, this is still a cavalry, so if he just ties up that, and then I guess I'll get as many points as I can from capping, but yeah, we're not going to do it. Maybe if I was a little bit quicker here, we could have done something, because he ties up that cavalry, which is nice, so they just have far too much left, which is unfortunate, but we played pretty decently. We had third highest aggression by like 100 points, so you know, it's pretty good. And you guys saw how quickly I managed to cut through that Scipio over Perseverance tier 8 cavalry. Really, really nice work on dealing with them. We just didn't really run into it. And that's kind of the problem of Germania. I think that's a good example of it. You end up being far away from battles, and I think the map just needs to have one of the sides cut off, or just kind of condense the middle part a lot more and not have as much forest on either side. So just have kind of like the left hand side camp, the right hand side the hills, and the middle just gonna get squished together a lot more, because you just don't need that much open ground on it. And I think it kind of shows like this, you know, if you're on the flanks, it's very hard to re-support, you know, other positions and stuff. So let's just jump straight away into another battle, and hopefully we'll have better luck this time. Round 2, let's hopefully see what we can do on this map. I think I'm going to kind of push around the hot gates, as we do have a lot of heavy infantry which are going to be making their way center. We also have a piece of heavy artillery as well, so I'm going to kind of stick around the hot gates, see what's going on down there, and if it's too hot and heavy, we'll pull back to the center. If it is open, then we'll find a way and we'll make our way around and try and hopefully outflank in the center. As I said, we are pretty fast and we can make our way, you know, around these positions decently actually. especially with determination as well. As you can see right now, we get a bonus because we're on roads, giving us a pretty insane, increase to our speed, melee attack, and defense. So, it just allows us to move around. And with determination, that does it get improved by 50%? Oh no, it's only negative. Okay, scratch what I was saying there. I was about to suggest that this would improve that, but I believe only Boudica's ability does that. Whereas this is kind of actually really useful when I'm in forests because it makes my units much more effective. So spears, I can't really do much against that, so we're just going to pop force march and I guess move center. It does look like they're going pretty heavy for the central flank, which does bode well for us. We have one piece of artillery, which is going to be unloading, but yeah, we need to be careful. The Praetorians right here can't get overwhelmed. Even what the hell they're coming? Oh, they're coming up against Carthage swords in the center. So these are the tier 9 Carthage swords, I believe. Oh, that rock artillery come flying in there. Let's make sure we're making our way up here as well. I'm coming, Germanicus. I am coming. So I'm actually interested to see who kind of really comes out on top on this one. Because, I mean, I imagine both of these guys have popped Vengeance. Vengeance the Portus. So, what should happen here is that the Carthaginian swords should go toe-to-toe with the Romans for a little bit. But as soon as that Portus wears off, that's when they're going to die. Especially now that reinforcements have arrived. Don't you worry, my friend. Reinforcements have arrived. Let's try and come in his flank, obviously. We're going to try and outflank him as much as possible. We'll pop out Portus as well. And we'll just make our way around using the extra speed that we have. Wouldn't be a bad idea either to throw our javelins just to wound them down without taking any damage whatsoever. So let's do that. Let's go and get a javelin toss off there. Obviously get out of force march, and I just want to kind of engage them as much as I can. Let's pop all our abilities. We've got more reinforcements coming in here as well, so we kind of want to probably just sit off to the side and keep that one. We're very close to winning here. Very, very close. I'm tempted to form combat here, but I'm not going to whilst I've got our porters on. I want as many models in there attacking as possible. Oh, this is really nice right there, and we've already won that. Let's pop force march and get myself involved. I want to be careful here because I don't want to get surrounded and killed. So I'm just going to be throwing my javelins off, trying to do some good damage to that line. And again, just using this unit back here to kind of almost just chill out. We still have our porters on one unit, so I guess we'll get involved. If we can throw heavy peeler, I will. Yeah, let's just engage these guys. More spears on their way. So again, it might be a good idea just to simply chill back a little bit. So yeah, you guys engage that. You guys can actually form combat now. And we'll just sit back with this unit. There's no need to overcommit because we've got more reinforcements coming in. Pop our determination as well. We've got a nice little push right there going on. And we'll just let the spears come in and see what they can do. Form combat should give us some good bonuses. Because if they just want to sit there and do nothing, then I'm okay with that. If they want to push up, then I'm also okay with that. It doesn't look like they are going to retreat, so let's go ahead and throw our javelins. Wait, is that? Oh, that's actually a Leonidas. What the hell? You barely ever see a Leonidas, dude. So we want to kind of stay out of his frontal range if we can. Or we could just ignore him and go for the base, honestly. You do want to tend to, if you can, avoid fighting a Leonidas in front, because that obviously that extra ability is really, really strong with the shield bash. So we're gonna do it in form combat just to hopefully try and avoid as much of the smash of his shields as possible. But I mean, that Portus, we should actually be doing a decent job here. Yeah, I am a little bit scared of that shield bash because it does end up doing so much damage. And again, the beautiful thing is, like, our Portus is already back. It's just such a small cooldown. You obviously have to worry about it for that short period of time. But once you're stuck in, you just do so much damage. Well, we can break form combat here now that we've got reinforcements helping us out. More swords coming in. Let's just move up here. We're doing so much damage right now. It doesn't look like it because our aggression isn't super high. But that central point, we annihilated their forces. And that is heavily down to having like a Germanicus in the front line doing his thing. But also, having the speed of the Carthage swords is also really, really useful. And we're just going to finish up the last of this. And I guess just make it towards the base to hopefully cap. Oh, wait, no. I might send some units back. We're going to have this. We've got some javelins. They should be okay. They should be okay. Oh, he should look. Dude. Oh, no. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, it's the Numidian tier 10s. I've actually seen these of Carthage tier 10 cavalry. Don't know why they didn't rear charge him. I guess it's kind of a bit hard. He doesn't need to either. Oh, well, the battle's won. We're not even going to make it to the base, unfortunately. That was a much more effective battle. We just outnumbered them in the center, and for some reason they decided to stick around and try and get some stuff done. They honestly should have just pulled back and reformed up with all their people, because we, as you can just see, we managed to envelop them very, very nicely. I think what I'm going to do next as well is try and start leveling up Boudica swords, because Boudica's a champion I just never really play, and I know barbarian swords aren't great, but yeah, I've literally never played a battle with Boudica swords at all. She's level 1, so I might just spend some free XP, level up to like tier 4 or 5, and then just start doing some swords, because barbarian swords are pretty fun, for sure. What the hell is that ability? Sunder. Oh, shield arm, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, it's a tier 3 premium sword. Yeah. I might actually test these guys out, see if they're any good. Because I believe you can play versus normal players at tier 3. If it's just AI, that seems really dumb, but I'm pretty sure you can. Tier 3 and 4, you can play versus players. So I might have to check out, because I know they added in premium units for each of the factions. So I believe Rome has... What do Rome actually have at tier 3? But yeah, they get the Ghost of Cannae. Oh, the RIP to them. They do look really cool as well, with the cool shields and stuff. And I believe the Greeks... What did the Greeks get? Let's take a look. The Greeks got some archers. We actually do have this as well, which is really cool because it's kind of like a buff to the hoplites and stuff. You stick it on, you can stick it on yourself or you can stick it on allies, and it lasts for 60 seconds as well, so you can constantly keep it up. It's not a huge buff, but it adds up. And what did Carthage get? Did Carthage get one? I think I got Carthaginian Marines, right? Which actually do look very cool. Yeah, they got the Carthaginian Marines right here. These guys look dope as hell. Anyway, cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next one.